Welcome everyone, sorry for the late start, but welcome, it's your boy Logic, and we're back with another King of the Hill. So it's going to be a Ranald's Gift Randomiser today, and of course some of you have seen that before, but some of you maybe haven't, so we'll be going through that. And what it will do here for Papa Palpatine and Rusty, it will randomly generate these guys a faction to play. So they won't be able to do any banner protects, it's all done here by random chance. So welcome, how are we all? Sorry for the late start, as I said. Welcome Mr. CJ, Mr. Captain Morgan, Joros, as well as a few others. Zypher as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pop open up with this. I'm going to jump into here, and then we're going to click on Display Capture. So you should be able to see this. We should be able to go to Ranald's Gift, and we should be able to see the army here for Mr. Rusty. Alright, so we have Lizardmen for Rusty, and here for Mr. Papa Palpatine from DBD. What are we going to get from him? That's the question today.
Time to kill.
Skaven! Okay, so Lizardmen against Skaven. That should be pretty interesting. Okay, so let's hop onto this, and let's jump in. Alright, map set, good luck, have fun. Oh man, I thought the whole army was randomized. So it just picks factions out and lords. No, it just picks out factions for you. The lords are up to these guys today. If we want to do it where you guys can vote, we can put a couple of options up. Let me put the options up for you now, guys. So let's add in a couple here. So if we go... choose faction and lord. Let's see what else. I think we leave it at that. I don't know how to get rid of these. I like that. I like that. There we go. There we go. So we asked you guys there on the poll to see what you guys want to see. So it's just going to be choosing the faction at the moment. I thought I'd keep it nice and simple. It's just a Ranald's Gift Randomiser. Now, you guys had a couple more options there in the Discord under the channel poll. So with the channel poll there, we had 15 of you come in and vote for the Ranald's Gift, just for the regular King of the Hill. As well here, we can see a bunch of other ones that got voted as well. Absolutely love it. But yes, of course, you guys, I did offer you the sub-faction variants as well. A few of you wanted the sub-faction variant. Some of you were interested in Tzeentch as well. The Tzeentch idea is pretty nice. So you play against the faction, and then of course, then you have to copy those that you won. But of course, you can ban 2 every time. I think the last time we did that, we ended up getting Norska about 4 or 5 times in a row, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. So at the moment, yeah, we'll try and see what you guys want. So it looks like faction and lord seems to be the current one. There's only 6 votes so far, so I'll give you guys a little bit longer to vote on that. But welcome, how are you all doing? I hope you're all having a great day. Please let me know how your day's going. I'd like to catch up with all of you. And what are you most excited to see today? What factions are you looking forward to? What lords would you like to bring here to the battlefield? What would you like to see go up against here? Do you want to see some of the old schools? Do you want to see maybe see a Master Mundi come in today, or do we want to see maybe a scroll come in, something we don't normally see? I mean, of course, we see Master Mundi quite a bit. Maybe see some Gorok or something that we don't normally see here in the multiplayer scene as often, of course. Norska is too OP in the Tzeentch variant. Well, the problem is that actually Norska, people kept beating Norska, so people ended up actually having to be Norska. And being that we started with the Norska mirror, it meant that we were always going to get Norska there forward if we only beat Norska. So it looks like Rusty is ready. Of course, here there is a few ways with the banner rules you can play this. So quite a few people do go relatively wide, relatively aggressive here with the Skink Boys. They go in with those Javos. I think I'm ready. No clue about Lizardmen. Oh no, Rusty! Don't hear the legendary Duckman tell you about that. Yo, Jose, how you doing, man? Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, don't hear Ducky. Don't hear you say that he doesn't know how to play Lizardmen. God, you'll be getting all sort of duck threats. All sort of duck threats. And guys, today, small message. If you guys are enjoying today's stream, please feel free to hit that like button as well. That counts as an interaction, which helps promote the stream out to a wider audience. And of course, if you are enjoying as well, if you enjoyed all the content here on the channel, which I have a nice new series coming forward as well, which will be partnered alongside my Dowie series. Very different, but I have a similar area of understanding, a little bit of a teach me how to play Total Warhammer sort of idea. And here, if you are enjoying all of those elements, please feel free to subscribe. It really does help with the growth of the channel. It really does help a lot. I know for you guys, it it just takes a second, and it really does help here as content creators. It really helps support us a little bit, if that's what you want to do, of course. So yeah, there's a couple of ways you can do this with the Lizardmen. Of course, you can go quite wide there with Chameleon Skinks. You can also go quite well with the Skink Cohort Javelins, and then the Blasting Charges ones with the Chameleon Stalkers. Bring a mixture of 8 of the Skinks and the Stalkers, and then you bring maybe 4 or 5 of the Javelins, and you're looking pretty good. You're going to deal with most of the Skaven infantry. You're going to be able to just go through and just delete it without really having to get any damage there up against most of your infantry. And then of course, then you can just push through with some other units as well. Bring a couple of units of Saurus. And you can just push over them and bring Oxyotl for a little bit of sniping potential as well. It can be pretty scary for the Skaven for sure. It can be pretty scary. Bringing big dinos, not always the way forward. Can do it. You can do it for sure. You can bring Bastillodons. I've seen people do it. You can bring solar engines as well. I've seen that many times. I just think that I think the most common way is going wide with range. But of course, I'm certainly not the best Lizardman player. Certainly do try my best here and there. Certainly do try my best. Football is the devil. I'm watching American football at the same time. Oh, nice. Who's playing? I wish I watched more American football. I used to watch a lot of American football. I used to follow Green Bay quite closely, but I just don't watch anymore. I honestly don't have time. Alright, so let's hop in with the Lizardmen. So here we are going to have some cavalry on the flanks. We are going to have the armor-piercing Coldon Riders. Good shot cavalry there. Decent armor with 90-inch shields. We are going to have some Kroxagor as well. Of course, they can rampage. We're going to be having the Feral Bastillodon with that rampage as well, with quite a few units of Skink Cohorts in the front line, with looks like a couple of chevrons here. Some Chameleon Skinks in the front, tossing in with some more of the Kroxagors, so 2 units of those bad boys. So some more Skinks. Colburn Runners for the armor piercing, more Colburn Riders, double of the Garys there, and in the front we are going to have the Skink Priest of Beasts. Transformation of Godon and the Flock of Doom as the package. And here the Saurus Old Blood with the Amulet of Itzel and the Cold Blooded. So no Horn of Kygor. Horn of Kygor, very powerful, of course, if you do bring the Saurus Old Blood. Very good alongside those Colburn Riders. Plus melee attack, plus charge bonus, and I believe it's plus base weapon damage, I believe. Could be wrong. Or it could be leadership, actually. Could be leadership. Could be plus 8 leadership. I think it's 24 melee attack, leadership, and charge bonus. I think, if my memory serves me correctly. It would be good for a winner of the King of the Hill to do an interview. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, Jose, you changed your picture in the stream. I love it. We're going in logic. Alright, so for the Skaven, we are going to be having the Death Runners in the front line, 2 units, 1 on either flank. In the middle, we are going to have the Gutter Runner Poisons, mixing in here with the Night Runner Slings, going for a bit of a kite here. To the Assassin at the front line, with that 2 Assassins here with Concealment Bombs and Assassin's Trophy, and the Rival High Talisman there on the left, very powerful for 70 gold. You see Clan Rats in the front line, mixing in with those Skaven Slaves, just dotted on the front line, Clan Rats in the back as well. Mixing in with some Rat Ogres, so a bit of a punch alongside the more Skitters Hellions. So that's the very good Mutant Rat Ogre there. We'll come in with that Mass Armor Piercing, good melee attack as well with that magic damage with the Warp Discharge. In the middle, we are going to be having Ikit Claw with the Unlimited Power, as well as the Brass Orb, the Flensing Ruin, Death Frenzy, Warp Howling Gale, Warp Lightning, and the Musk of Fear. Musk of Fear, we're giving that negative, I believe it's to leadership, -4, and there's also a negative, I think it's -12 melee attack for a good period of time. I think it's at least 8 seconds, so you can do pretty well there when the front line hits. Just keep those spells rolling over nice and cheap, and of course you just have that constant negative to melee attack and negative leadership, which can be Could be pretty nice, I think. Let me double check that. Oh my god, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about. So, in the front line, we can see that the skin cohorts, I always bring javelins in this matchup. Javelins for the extra 100 cost. It's like, why bring miners when you can bring miners for blasting charges, you know? But, of course, they're going to be in the front line. They're going to be fighting up against the Skaven slaves. They should do pretty well here. Of course, they're going to be outcosting, but, of course, if we do get the shots over the top here from the slings, we'll have some pretty decent support. Lightly armoured at 30. We do have those bronze shields. So, on the Manticore coming over the top. Manticore is very strong here with that terror in the current game, and they're probably going to try and see if we can fight up against the Morskitters. If we can get into the Morskitters, we can technically do some decent damage. Ooh, didn't know what that was. That's Flensing Ruin there. Negative armor, and I think that's going to be damage over time. That's really going to reduce down to 70 there for the Croxagore. Some nice work. Moving in the back here with the Ferromanticore. Ferromanticore just looks like it's been cleaning up the Poison Winds. You can see the slingers here firing over the top. Is this the poison variant? It is not, but they're going to be shooting here a little bit into the Croxagores. I wouldn't mind seeing them actually fighting here against the skin cohorts, trying to see if we can help out on the flanks a little bit. But in the front, quite damaged here is going to be Icky Claw. 110 armor for him, but he's going to be getting shot here by the Chameleon Skinks. And not having a great time of it. Good cycle here through up against the skin cohorts with those triple bronze chevrons. But in the front, we are going to be rampaging with the Feral Bestelodon. He's going to be getting abused here by the Rat Ogres. Great armor piercing from them. Good charge bonus as well. In the middle of the Assassin, we'll be fighting alongside the Croxagores with some Clan Rats. But you can see the majority of the Clan Rats here at the back aren't going to be fighting. So spreading out that force here a little bit to allow them to surround up against the Croxagores is going to be of greater advantage here to Mr. Papa Palpatine. In the middle, fighting in combat, we are going to be having the Rampage Ferromanticore going into the Gutter Runner Poisons. That's not a great time for them. We can see here in the back, returning are going to be some Skaven slaves. They really need to pin out the Cold One Riders to allow the Night Runner Slings to get away here. We are going to be engaging a few, and if we don't micro here with Rusty's Cold Ones, we could be in big trouble. And the reason being is that if they get interrupted in an attack animation, they can certainly struggle. Now we can see they are going to chase after the other slings, whilst getting shot in the back here by the Night Runner Slings in the back. Poisons here could really help. If we get a couple of poison in here, we can slow them down from 66, maybe down to something in the region of about 56 there. Maybe a little bit slower. In the front line here, we can see the Saurus Old Blood down to half health. He's going to be fighting in the middle alongside the Bestelodon going after that Hellion. The Hellion here is going to be fighting alongside his Rat Ogres with the Musk of Fear here. Oh, looks like we have Terrified with no damage here up against the Skin Priest of Beasts. Absolutely no idea why he got Terrified, but he's going to be... don't think I've ever seen that, but he's going to be getting Terrified on full health. We are going to be charging here in the front up against the Saurus. Oh my god, he got yeeted. He's going to instantly Terrify again. I know it's negative. I think it's negative 21 leadership, but he has more than 20 leadership, and he hasn't taken any damage yet. So it's very surprising that he's going to be breaking on full health. Shots coming out of the sides here. We're going to fight out against the Saurus Old Blood. Good AP and anti-large there for the Saurus. And Icky Claw, of course, some very good armor piercing and magic damage. Death Frenzy on him as well, given that plus 24 melee attack. So whilst fighting up against the Saurus Old Blood, looks like the Saurus doesn't really want any kind of action. You can see that unlimited power there, and those shots coming out of the sides here of Icky Claw. He's going to be running away, 75 speed, so he should be able to avoid the Rat Ogres at all costs. Bestelodon coming back in, he's going to be chasing to the backside of Icky Claw, and Icky Claw kind of wants none of that business. Gary's going to be going in with that big horn, trying to see if he can thump here up against Icky Claw. Going to be breaking here with the Skin Cohorts in the middle, but charging in with the Rat Ogres as we fight up against Gary. In the back, the Hellion is getting a shot, only 30 armor for him. This is perfect here for Rusty, getting some good damage on that Hellion. Hellion is going to be perfectly designed here to deal with the Saurus Old Blood, but not quite so much here to be getting thumped and caught in by Cold Ones whilst fighting. So Feral Cold One's going to be shooting here up against the Naked Death Runners as well, and that's going to be pretty painful. They're only going to be having, I think, 20 armor, so they're very susceptible here to getting shot. Wavering is the Saurus Old Blood. Balance of power is going to be pulling in the favour here of the Skaven. Good damage in the front, and actually breaking here up against the Croxagores. 2 models left with only 167 health between them. We can see Saurus Old Blood is broken. We do need to chase him off. That is a thing, because otherwise, if we don't heal, he's certainly going to come back on 1,000 health. In the back, we can see the Skin Priest of Beasts. If we could actually use his Cold Blood ability, which I think a lot of people forget about, we could pop that there on the Saurus Old Blood, keep him going for a little bit longer there. We are going to break Icky Claw. He's going to be on 12 health, negative 15 leadership. Can we protect him? I don't know if we have anything. It looks like here he is going to be getting chased off by the Manticore. If we get a good swoop down here, we've got to hope that that Manticore looks very close to its end. He's going to be going in. He's actually going to miss Ikit Claw. The second charge is going to kill him, and that's going to be negative 16 leadership there for the Skaven. Skaven, though, they have quite a bit of kite, including here some of the Gutter Runner poisons. They've actually run out of ammunition, which is quite interesting. If we shoot down the cavalry here of the Feral Cold ones, pretty good armor, 90 there. They only cost 450 as well, with armor piercing. Very strong model, in my opinion, but of course here they have to be used exceptionally well. 3 units of broken or shattered dinosaurs here, and 2 over on the right, so it's going to be cavalry and skin cohorts. So 5 have been broken and shattered here. That is actually going to be army losses. GG's and well played. I think they're the majority of the army, they're getting held together by the hero, but the skin priest there breaking right at the end, causing army losses. And I think also the negative there from the Lord going off just triggered. So GG's well played. Come on, Papa Palpatine, how are we doing, Mr. Geese Hammer? So it's like choose faction and Lord is going to be the choice. So we've had 14 votes on that. So Ikit Claw, 1,377, 503, and 517 for the Assassin, 52, 68, as well as 95 and 105 there for the Skaven Slaves. 350 and 480 for the Clan Rats, with 285 and 320 for the Clan Rat Spears, and 570 for the Clan Falcon Tail Slashers. Very nice units. I like these a lot. They also have some good fire resistance. 70% actually makes them very tanky indeed up against all fire shots, burning heads, etc. In the front here, 990 and 665 for the Death Runners. Good. They have very good mobility. I believe from the region of about mid-40 speed. Of course, they're going to be lightly armored, and they do have Stalk as well, and the Weeping Blades ability, negative 50% armor reduction, as well as the anti-infantry and armor piercing, just makes them devastating against things like Saurus Warriors. Slings here coming in at 100, 130, and 450. Of course, they're going to be slinging for the majority of the time. They were healing up against Croxagors, and a lot of that not AP. They're very low on the AP side, but 815 for the Gutter Runner poisons. I do like Gutter Runners. They are very good indeed. 1,100 for the Ratogers, and 1.7k there for the Morskits Helium. I think with a little bit more pressure on there, that's something we needed to prioritize there as the Lizardmen, certainly coming in with some more chameleon skinks. I think here if you went with the Javelins instead of just 5 units of the skink cohorts, you went in with 5 Javelins, you certainly could have just deleted his front line with Javelins without even getting into combat out, without taking any damage. You would have half-healthed most of the Skaven slaves and done some pretty good damage up against the Clan Rats as well. But yeah, some nice stuff. Chameleon Skinks, of course, these are excellent in this matchup. They're pretty much excellent in every matchup. I can't think of a matchup that really Chameleon Skinks do particularly struggle with. There are certain things that you can use to counter them for sure, but they're very good, very, very good. Cold ones here, looks like we've got 350 and 225, 720 and 1050 here for the Chameleon Skinks. Bringing 3 of those as well, maybe even 4 or 5 would have been very, very strong. 530 and 600 for the Cold One Riders, with 300 and 350 there for the Feral Bastiladon. 650 cost for both of those. So I think both of them coming in at about base cost for 1. 501 with 477 and 296 for the Croxagors. I wish Croxagors were better. They're just sadly not. And I think actually just chocking 3 of those, if you just chopped all 3 of those Croxagors and you brought in 5 units of the Chameleon Stalkers, I think this army would have done pretty damn well. I think it would have done pretty damn well. So I've cleared out my earphones a little bit. You know, they just get like dust in it and all sorts of things, and I just cleared them out, and it just sounds so different for me now. The whole game. It's a little bit weird. I'm trying to get used to it. Right, so we're now going to be getting in the next player. Sorry, Rusty. Should use the bot in the Discord for the random factions. I've got the what do we call this? I've got the faction randomizer, the Ranald's Gift one. Oh, LDB wants to sign up. Yes, sir, you are in. All right, so the next one here is going to be Mr. Dillatron. Nice to see you back, Mr. LDB. Nice to see you having some great times. I want to see you back playing again. So let's get Mr. Dillatron in. Mr. Dillatron. There we go. Dillatron is in. We'll get him here ready to go. So chat have voted for faction and lord pick. So what we'll have to do here is we'll have to go in and just gently change it here in the background. So display capture, which means I'll just need to go onto the filters and add them all back in. So I can just do that, I believe. Yes, I can. Cool. It does mean like certain factions will be less likely to come up, just so you guys are aware. Because of the way it works, just stat-wise, it's going to be, for example, you're going to see a lot more Lizardmen than, for example, you are going to be seeing Norsegut. And the reason is Norsegut only have 2 options, whilst Lizardmen have 7. So, of course, mathematically, you're going to see Lizardmen way more often than everything else. So as long as you guys are okay with that and you accept that, then that's fine by me. Alright, so it looks like that's ready to go. We'll randomize it here for the man, the myth, the legend. Let's get it in for Papa Palpatine. He's going to be 1 in the lead at the moment, so let's go on with his scoreboard. Cetra the Imperishable. Oh, very interesting. Cetra the Imperishable. Let's jump in here. I don't mind the Lord having picked as well. Cool, 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 cool. So let's go with Papa. Cetra. Alright, so then we'll jump back in with this. And then we'll go again. Ah. So I now can't see. I don't know why it does this sometimes. So I'm just gonna refresh this because it does this sometimes. Hello. Okay. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, computer. I don't know why you do that. There we go. Now we've stopped bugging out. We can do that again. Might have to do both in the same time, to be fair. And then just write them down on something because it's a bit of a nightmare, that. Bit of a nightmare, that. Not gonna lie. Ooh, Oxyotl. Let's go. Very strong, very strong. So Lizardmen against the Tomb Kings. Nice, this is a great matchup indeed. And we got the man who doesn't serve up against the man that can't be found. Very strong. PRB making eggs. Ooh, very nice. What kind of eggs are you making? Alright, so we'll end that poll there. We'll finish that off. Right, so it looks like here, Cetra against Oxyotl. This will be an interesting one. Of course, Oxyotl will be relatively difficult to snipe and find. So we're going to want some sort of tools that can deal with him. Now, if we do catch him, things, for example, like Carrion can be very good at, you know, putting him under some pressure. Now, Cetra has multiple things he can do here. Going on his chariot is also not bad. His chariot is very powerful. We can certainly see the triple threat where we see the Tomb Prince on the chariot, the Necrotect on the chariot, and we see him on the chariot. That's that triple threat is always very disgusting. We can also see Cetra on a kitty cat if you want a bit of fun. Of course, their chameleon skinks will be an absolute nightmare. They'll just be firing all day long into that big boy. So that can be difficult. We could also just, I think here we just go super wide. I think we go super wide. We bring some Ushopti great bows, and then we just kind of see where that goes. Maybe also bring in the armor sundering, the skeleton archers as well. The ones that I forget their name. But of course, negative 30 armor there is pretty strong, considering some of the armor values here from the dinos. You know, up to 140 armor is absurd. It's absurd. It truly is absurd. You know, it can just really help there in the front line. I think you're also going to need some Tomb Guard halberds. I know Tomb Guards are susceptible to a lot of magic disruption. So of course, there if you do bring Burning Head, which is certainly a possibility here for Dilatron. Actually, he can't with Oxyotl. I've just realised he can't bring that with Oxyotl. But he can bring Wind Blast. Wind Blast can do some good work there. It's 50 armor. Wind Blast is nowhere near as strong as Burning Head, but of course, Wind Blast can still do some great disruption for sure. Alrighty. Sweet, let's jump into this. Oh, we're doing it on the same map again. I do apologise, that's my bad. Right, let's sort this out. So let's go down to the bottom. Let's turn off display capture. And there we go, we're back in. So, for the Lizardmen, let's jump in. We are going to be having at the front, we're going to be having a Pale Death. Nice. So the ROR Troglodon here, one of the newest monsters for the Lizardmen. Here with that Primeval Roar. Very strong, plus 24 melee attack. It was only in a 40 meter radius. I thought it was map wide. But yeah, it looks like it engages, when engaged in melee, it recharges. So it's only 40 meters. I thought it was map wide. Maybe they nerfed it. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm just wrong. It's more likely I'm just wrong. But Saurus spears at the front, Saurus Warriors with shields, Temple Guards, Saurus Warriors, and Saurus Spears. Looks like Skink Skirmishers at the front, make that 2 Skink Skirmishers. And in the back, we are going to have some of those Javos, 4 units of Javos, and the Skink Priest of Beasts. Transformation of Gadon, Flock of Doom, and Wild Heart as the kit. For the Lord Choice, of course, we are going to be having Oxyotl here with just the Master Predator. Makes him slower, but of course there, it does give him that added range and unspottable. I can't see why you wouldn't be in that mode. So, Carrion here in the sky, 3 units, perfect there, going to be trying to see if we can counter. And we are going to have 4 of the chariots in the front. Mr. Palpatine also going there with the Chariot Lord, which is going to be Settra the Imperishable. The Wrath of Petra, as well as the Incantation of Protection, the Incantation of the Cursed Blades, as well as the Crown of Nehekara, as well as Unyielding Will, and the Restless Dead. In the back here, we are going to have Skeleton Spears, Skeleton Warriors, and we are going to have the triple of the Archers, including here the Blessed Legion of Attack. At the back, the Skeleton Spearmen, 3 as well, with no ROR here today. The ROR would have been quite nice for that added tipped poison. Now, I believe that might be too many chariots. I believe it might be too many chariots. I'm not too sure. I might need to have someone check me for that. Because your Lord Choice does count as a chariot model. Now, I believe you can only... Oh, actually, I can't remember. These aren't the ranged variants. I believe you can have 5 chariots. I think you can have 5 chariots, including your Lord. Can somebody check that for me? Can somebody check to tell me if that is the case? We're both going to go forward here. It's going to be pretty interesting. We are going to get some nice snipes there. Good armor piercing as well from Oxyotl. You can have the armor piercing and the poison damage. So we are going to slow magic ammunition in as well. So physical resistances are going to get negated here when Settra the Imperishable does use his Incantation of Protection. So no magic damage from the Temple Guards. It would have nice to see the ROR. They're obviously going to be very great, and will yet again negate the Incantation of Protection, which is the most common spell you'll see here with Settra, as well as the Incantation of the Cursed Blades. Continuously cycling both of those will give you that 56 healing to all models constantly, and that's really, really important. It's the only passive healing here you could get for the Tomb Kings outside of your Realm of the Souls. Now, of course, here you can bring other stuff as well, but we'll get back into that later. Good circle charging in the front here up against the Saurus Warrior Spears. They are going to be tanky boys, and especially at tool model count, they will be pinning in a lot of the chariots. A lot of damage will come forward. Oxyotl is going to be shooting, sniping here to Settra the Imperishable. He has 144 meters of radius. And you can see that nice, good radius around him here. So he's going to be getting some lovely shots in and doing some pretty good damage here. Incantation of Protection going down, which he doesn't actually realise that's not helpful for Settra. That's not actually going to protect him up against Oxyotl because he does the magic ammunition. Now in the back here, Flock of Doom going down on the Blessed Legion of Attack, as well as the Skeleton Archers. They're going to be dropping back, but loads of damage going here on the Blessed Legion. Javo's coming in, just deleting models here of that range. That's really unfortunate, and that's what makes it so nice here for those Javelins. Of course, we only have 10 armor, no shields, so they're just going to get absolutely decimated. God damn, that is painful. That is such a shame, but we are going to charge in the back here, moving in with the Carrion. Carrion coming through here, doing some pretty nice damage into the rear side here, up against all of that front line. So moving through, he's just going to cycle in and charge here. We are going to see a summon in the top sky here with the Ferromanticore. But we need to start getting these skeleton chariots moving around to see if we can find out Oxyotl. If we can actually get Central there on top of him, we're going to be able to delete him pretty comfortably. Shots coming in up against these Skinker Horde Javelins, giving them 0 armor as we move in with the Carrion. Should be able to delete them pretty quickly as well as those Skeleton Chariots. Just keep firing there. It's going to be 10 seconds of the armor sundering here with whatever they shoot. Flock of Doom in the middle as well, so we are going to catch. Healing is going down, thanks to going through to the Realm of Souls. 224 per model, or should we say per unit. Tetra is going to be cycling, looks like we have shattered here. If we can actually get on top there, we are going to be... Oh my god, I love the way they just yeet. But we are going to be hitting into the Skink Priest the Beast, and then we're just going to run him over for, you know, just a little bit of screw you. We're going to try and see if we can pin in. The Pale Death has rampaged, which is... Oh, a big hit going down on Cetra. He's going to cycle through here up against the Temple Guards and the Saurus Warriors. Then if we can get here on top of Oxyotl, that's going to be very strong indeed. Shots still going in. He's just racking up value here. But in the middle here, we are now going to go to Realm of the Souls 3, and now we can get in the Soul of Ushapti. The Ushapti here looks like it is going to be summoned up against the Pale Death. If it is rampaging, we should be able to get some great armor piercing. 72 weapon strength with armor piercing per model, making them very strong indeed. We are going to be shooting over the top here as well, coming in with the Skeleton Archers. I don't know, yeah, we still have Attack online, so if we get the Attack here fighting up against the Pale Death, we'll get some pretty good negation to armor there as well. So we'll put that down from 95 down to 65, and then we should be able to wrap them up here using the Ushapti. In the back, looks like we do have the Carrion. Put some pressure here on the Chameleon Skirmishers. But it's going to be in the favour of the Tomb Kings, and... sorry, it is going to be in favour of the Lizardmen, but the Tomb Kings still have a lot of chariots here on board, and they're still pretty ready to go. So good target here of the Pale Death, going to shot pretty hard here, and when you do add on the armor sundering going down to 65 armor, he's going to be getting hit pretty hard here by the triple of the Archers. Setcher's coming through, he's going to be rolling dirty, trying to see if we get a good rear charge here on the Pale Death. That Primal Roar going down for that plus 24 melee attack. And now he's going to rampage. But of course, plus 24 melee attack here for the Temple Guards, giving them 55 melee attack. Will absolutely dumpster Cetra if you're not careful. So here we are going to cycle through. Don't quite clip the Skink Priest the Beast. We don't really want him getting that second Manticore out. Skink Skirmishers in the back. Hopefully they'll do a bit of work here up against the Skeleton Horsemen. But apart from that, there's really not too much else on. The Skeleton Horsemen here are some of the most cost efficient in the game. Of course, they're very cheap, light armor, and you can just push them into anything. And because they are unbreakable due to their undeathly status, they will, of course, fight for a very long time. No! Oh my god, look at the damage there. Cetra down, he is negative leadership. We could do with any spell coming out right now. No, he dies immediately. We actually get the 360 no-scope here out of Oxyotl, and he finishes off Cetra. Shots still going into the Pale Death, doing lots of damage here in the middle. But the one thing that is going to be a problem is going to be these Temple Guards. What can we do against those, and how are we going to stop them? It's pretty close here towards the end of the game. We can see that the Chariot's still going strong. It's going to be 4 models, negative leadership, so they are going to be dying relatively quickly here, taking some pretty big damage. So you might as well cycle them in and get them involved. So we are going to be rampaging the Saurus Warrior Shields. But here wavering is going to be Skeleton Chariots. There's nothing here to keep that healing going there for the Tomb Kings, so we do have to be pretty careful. Shooting in the front, Temple Guards are going to break, and balance of power is going to be in the favour of the Lizardmen. Now, it's pretty close here. I don't know how long that's going to last. Ammunition is running low here for the Archers. Archers could do with shooting here. And so we are going to rampage. We should do some pretty good damage. As we can see, 30 armor there going down for the Saurus Warriors. And that's just going to allow them to be deleted here. It's going to be the same as Bleak Swords. So they're going to get hit pretty hard. This combination of triple Archers, including that. But no, the Flock of Doom goes down. That is devastating. That is really devastating there on these models. That is going to delete a lot of those units. That is why sniping out the Skink Priest would have been so valuable early doors. But of course here we do have the Spearman in, doing some pretty decent work. But we are going to be shooting into the front, trying to see if we can delete that Pale Death. But I don't think there's enough left here for the Tomb Kings to finish off the job. We see the chariots, they are going to move through. They need to put some pressure on Oxyotl. He's going to do a lot of damage up against these chariots. Now, we are going to cycle in, try and see if we can damage here up against the Skink Priest of Beasts. But finding Oxyotl is going to be strong. Temple Guard's still alive. We are going to be going down here with the Skeleton Spears, negative 26 leadership. So they will be taking damage over time whilst they do push off the Saurus. But moving in here, we are going to start getting into range for the Skeleton Archers. They're going to be ready here to shoot up against that Pale Death. Arrows coming in. He's not too quick to turn. Bit of a fridge here is our boy, but he is going to get away. Oh, I can't believe we haven't seen Oxyotl yet. He's so difficult to find. He is still in... Is he hidden? It's so hard to tell if he's actually hidden or not. It looks like he is still hidden. Yes, he is hidden now. Oxyotl is just going to 360 all of these chariots. We should be able to cycle charge here through the javelins. So Oxyotl is going to be in melee combat here on the side. This is where you... Oh, we are going to shatter, so nice there. Temple Guards on the flank as well from Dilatron. Dilatron needs to get those involved because he's 25 models for 800 health. But of course here we are going to be pretty low with the Pale Death. Pale Death is going to be getting shot into these arrows. Oh yeah, he's going to catch his backside. He's going to have a sore backside after that one. But yeah, we can see the Skeleton Spearman. Oh, big hit there up against Oxyotl. No damage. He is going to negate that one. We got 45 melee defense, so not too bad. Melee attack here not huge. Of course, 23 for the Skeleton Chariots. I think Oxyotl now can pretty much single-handedly destroy most of this with poison and all of his melee stats. Also, when supported by the Temple Guards, yeah, I don't think there's too much here that can be done, I don't think. I can't see anything else on the battlefield here. We can see some Nekahara Horsemen. 22 melee attack, they'll do some work. Skeleton Spears are going to be chasing off the remainder of the infantry. If we can actually push it off the edge of the map, it is going to make the world of difference. Arrows here getting shot into the Pale Death. He's going to be wavering. Negative 5 leadership there due to the range. We are going to be taking damage as well. Negative 3 leadership there. Negative 7. It looks like Cold-Blooded has been activated. 440 health. 1 leadership holding him together. If we can get another volley off here. Oh, we are going to charge with the Skeletons. Skeletons are in. 7 leadership because he's going to be winning in combat. 17 leadership now. Because he got that charge off. How long is that charge going to hold, though, is the question. Charge is going to go down. What sort of leadership are we talking about? 18 leadership here as he charges into the second unit. Skeleton Spears are coming through. Oxyotl is fighting in hand-to-hand combat up against these Spearmen. Pale Death does break. So the Pale Death is going to be negative 13 leadership, negative 16. So we are going to need another Cold-Blooded here to keep him alive. I'm surprised how active that still is. Flock of Doom going down on both these units. We now need to surround the Skink Priest. He's got too many Flock of Dooms off. That's why having him to the late game with all that magic is so great. The Skeleton Horsemen just need to chase off this Pale Death. They can't afford for him to come back for sure. Looks like they are going to get caught up here by the Temple Guards. Hopefully they should be able to push through. It looks like here the Spearmen have pushed off some of the infantry, but coming back are the Saurus Warriors. Balance of Power is coming back towards the Tomb Kings, but with the push off of the Pale Death, that could be very, very strong indeed. Wavering is going to be the Skeleton Spearmen as they fight here up against the Skink Priest of Beasts. He's going to be going down on leadership as well. He's going to be very low here, of course. He will be affected by fear as well, so that's 10 leadership. Is he going to be able to get away, though, is the question. Of course, we still do have 2 Cold-Bloodeds here on the battlefield. We can use Cold-Blooded from Oxyotl here onto the Skink Priest, and for the Skink Priest there onto Oxyotl, so we can keep them fighting pretty strong. Looks like here the Horsemen are going to be chasing off the Pale Death. He's certainly going to be going down. Spearmen fighting up against Saurus Warriors. That is not great for them. Spearmen have 30 melee defense up against 37 melee attack there for the Saurus Warriors. I don't know why their melee attack is so high right now. Maybe because they're rampaging? I'm not too sure. Alright, so it looks like we are going to be breaking there. Oh no, we are going to come back with the Skeleton Spearmen as we do actually break the caster. Balance of Power are going to be falling further into the Lizardmen favour now, but once that Pale Death goes off the battlefield, I think we're going to be talking different numbers. Let's have a little look. How does that affect Balance of Power? It does hip it a notch, but we need to get back in with these Skeleton Horsemen. Skeleton Horsemen charge here into the flank of the Saurus Warriors. That would be certainly some lovely damage. Looks like here we are going to be moving in with the Spearmen to fight here up against Oxyotl, and hopefully we can beat the Archers here up against the Skink Priest. Skink Priest is going to be wandering away. Very tired indeed, and hopefully we can move him off to the edge of the map. We certainly need to make sure we take care of the Skink Priest of Beasts, because if we don't, we're going to see more Flock of Dooms, we're going to be seeing more damage, and these Spearmen are just dying over time. Now they are going to be drained. Should be debilitated over here. Yeah, it's a debilitated for the second unit. They're going to break, and we just kind of need to get these spears in. We might as well get them in, get them using whilst we still got 4 models. We are going to be fighting with the fear here of the skeleton archers. We're actually going to shatter the skink priest of beasts. So ignore him, get these skeleton archers in and fighting here. Now we're going to be fighting alongside. Balance of power starting to come back towards here with the Tomb Kings. This is a seriously close game. Charges here in the front. So good hit up against the Saurus Warriors. They are going to get that charge bonus. And there we go. We are going to break. If we can shatter these Saurus Warriors, that's going to be really great here for the Tomb Kings. We're going to be here for a while. Indeed, indeed. But as we can see, those Spearmen are starting to take down Oxyotl. It is looking pretty dangerous there for them, I must admit. We're now going to be fighting. We have shattered with the Saurus Warriors. I actually wouldn't mind just cleaning them up as quickly as possible. Just actually killing them will affect balance of power. There's going to be 7 models left there. As we can see here, we are going to be coming back in. A leadership is going to be retained here for the Skeleton Archers. Moving in and keeping them close will actually give each other leadership. But we are going to be negative 44 there for the Skeleton Spearmen. Of course, Oxyotl is going to be struggling. He doesn't have immune to psychology, so he is going to get affected here. Yeah, infantry rushes are extremely common. Not even just like slightly, they're extremely common. Can we get in with the horse archers and get some charges in though? That's the question. The charge there, 26 charge bonus, very good there. We can see, of course, 22 melee attacks. That charge bonus, 13 seconds of plus melee attack, and also that weapon strength as well. So we're going to be adding quite a few status bonuses there for 13 seconds. I think this is the Tomb Kings to lose. I think. Yeah, I think the Tomb Kings win this as well. I can't see. They need to get some charges through. They need to get charges here onto Oxyotl as much as possible. Cold-Blooded is going to aid. That's going to give him 38 leadership from 22. So 22 will be his base current. So we are going to get a charge here. There's a nice hit there going through up against Oxyotl. We keep them in for a couple of seconds, and then we can, of course, move them out. I have absolutely no idea what's going on here with the Skink Priest, but maybe actually killing you off wouldn't be a bad idea, but we do want to get the cycle charge. A -1 leadership for the Skeleton Horsemen. Charge there yet again up against Oxyotl. What is this? Something glitched out. But yeah, Oxyotl here, 866. And we can see for the Horsemen, 34. And -24 leadership for 560. 25 models there for the Skeleton Archers. I've no idea what's going on with that Skink Priest of Beast. If he was to go off the edge of the map, this would be a very different story. I actually think because he's not gone off the edge of the map, I generally think now Lizardmen could win this, I think. I really don't know, though. I don't know. Once that charge bonus goes down there, winning in combat, they are going to now be wavering. We are going to be struggling. That Skink Priest just needs to go off. He's been dancing around, and he will affect that balance of power. He will keep balance of power up because he is on the battlefield. Shattering actually doesn't affect balance of power. So this is going to be really, really close here. I don't know which way this is going. I believe the Skeletons here do have the right to cycle charge. I can't think of a reason why they shouldn't. As long as they don't take the mick, of course. The question is, how's that going to affect balance of power when he goes off? That should affect balance of power relatively heavily. He's quite actually healthy, 400 health. He goes off, but it looks like balance of power is going to be going in the favour here of the Lizardmen, as we see a bit of a crumbling coming out here. -5 leadership, -2. I think they're actually going to be... Apparently they're winning in combat, but leadership is not favouring them. He's losing in combat. Oh, apparently he's also winning. I don't really understand it. It all comes down... I think Oxyotl is going to break first. Yeah, there we go. That is going to be army losses. GG's and well played to Papa Palpatine. What an absolute game between these two. God damn it. That was so tight. All up to Oxyotl against one unit of Skeleton Horsemen. And the difference is you saw there when the Skink Priest went off and then he stopped kind of coming back with some big hits. Once that went there and he started then losing in combat, you went from that +3 to that -6 and then flip. There it was. Game was there and done. God, GG's well played. 2,250 from Oxyotl, the man, the myth, the legend. 717 for the Skink Priest of Beasts, with also 2 Manticore summons. We got 870 and 680 there for the Saurus Spears, as well as 790, 740, and 410 from the Saurus Warriors. 350 from the cohort of Sotex are very well dealt with indeed. And of course, these guys are not going to have shields, so using here the Blessed Legion of Fatak up against them, putting them down to 0 armor with no shields and just shooting them, just pretty much every kit here is going to count for the Skeleton Archers. You'll delete these in a matter of seconds. 787 there for the Temple Guard, struggling a little bit with 420 for the Skink Cohort Javelins, 188, 300, and 118. Got a lot of Javelins off there. I'm surprised he got such little value there. But 380 and 202 for the Skink Skirmishers, with 2,350 there for the Pale Death. So well played to Dilatron. Excellent game from him. 770 for 130 kills there for Cedric the Imperishable, with 220, 320, 317, 160, 700 for the Skeleton Spearmen, 240 and 655. So the Skeleton front line here of Warriors and Spearmen doing pretty well. So 570, 1,200 and 975 for the Blessed Legion. We've got 980 and 127 here for the Skeleton Horse Archers, 1,300 for the Skeleton Chariots, 1,300 for the second, 300 and 750 with the Carrion 107, 73 and 145. And now you have to bring the Carrion because, of course, if we do go with a Doom Squad here in the sky, you do need something to go against it, whether it's either Ushopti or some Carrion. So well played. Well played indeed. GG's, well played. That was a wicked game there between those two, and I didn't even change the scoreboard. I do thoroughly apologise. Yeah, Pale Death is really nice as well when you can consider that you've also got, when you've also got that plus 24 melee attack and that meter radius, it's very strong. The horseman, general skeleton horseman units are really strong. I really, really like them. They're very good. Nice, so it's just me and my arse internet. What happened? What happened, buddy? Is it just me or is the stream randomly slowing and speeding up? Not on my side. I haven't seen any issues. If anybody else is, please let me know. Of course, I'll get that sorted as soon as possible. Let's have a look. Do shatter units even have balance of power? Yes, they do, as long as they're on the battlefield. If they're on the battlefield, they essentially still count as value. Yes, but once they leave, it's the same. If you think about it this way, right? If your lord is shattered on the battlefield, he doesn't give any negatives to leadership. But once he leaves the battlefield, he then gives negatives to leadership. So in theory, he's still in battle on the battlefield. So losing your heroes and all those when they do leave the battlefield, they do actually affect balance of power. If you want to see the direct effect, watch when the Pale Death leaves the battlefield on that previous match. You'll see that actually the balance of power just immediately just clink. It doesn't clink as much as I thought it was going to, but it had some good effect. And that effect there will actually be due to the ammunition that it also had left in its pull as well. Yeah, man, that was a wicked game. That was a wicked game. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Let's have a little look here. Oh, I thought I pinned the messages. I didn't pin it. I do. What a silly boy. What a silly boy. Right, let's pin that. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Alright, so we can be at the bottom and check. So, next we are going to be having Neckbet. Alright. Neckbet, Mr. PE man. The man I can never ever find on here. Because you all have ridiculous names and I love it. Right. Are you Public Enemy? You're not partially illiterate. Oh, you might be partially illiterate. Listen, Neckbet man, you're up. Come join me. God damn. I think I've invited the right one. Right. Yep, I've invited the wrong one, haven't I? Wrong guy again. For God's sake. I love it. I love it. Alright, alright. I was right. It is the other one. It is Public Enemy. Wicked. Cool. Yeah. I'm sure there's others of you again. Alright. I got you. We're in. Oh, Public Enemy is no bet. Partially as bunnies. Right, yeah, I knew there was one of them that had the same, but I couldn't remember who it was. So guys, if you're enjoying this, please feel free to smash that like button. And if you're still enjoying all the content here on the channel, feel free to subscribe as well. It really helps. I do have a target here of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And on Twitch, I'm trying to get to 100 followers. If you guys haven't done either or, I'm also going to be doing some work here on Twitch afterwards, so I'll leave a little link in there for you guys as well tonight. It's actually going to be some multiplayer content from me tonight on there as well, on top of this, which will be a come at me bro. So what you guys do is you basically come play me, and you try and see if you can beat me, and as many of you can beat me, you have a little scoreboard up the top like so. It'll be Logic versus probably the Grudges, and then I'll see if I can beat you, or you in total can beat me. So yes. All right, let's have a look. Well, I've invited him. Okay, I will come. Cool. Nice. And then after Mr. Neckbet, we have Captain Morgan, ALDB, and Zypher. So we have some great games to come. All right. I've been pinged. Can you get an invite again? Yeah, of course you can, buddy. Of course you can. Of course you can. Public Enemy as well. I think that's a song, right? Public Enemy. Such a good song. I think they used it for the Olympics. I love that song. I'd play it on here if I could, but I think I definitely cannot. I think I would get my video removed. All right, let's get it going here. So we're going to start off. So Papa Palpatine, being the absolute man, the myth, the legend, going to be pulling off 2 victories here at the beginning. Going to be certainly spanking proceedings here so far. We're going to be 2-0 up for him, and he's going to be our current leader. And he's going to maintain. Hey, Mr. Emperor, 1 vs 1 shipment style Modern Warfare, or are you made of 1 vs 1 Rust type of guy? I'm not gonna lie. I was in the era of Rust. I'm not gonna lie. I was in the OG era of Rust. I wasn't OG where I came from, like COD 4. But certainly 1 vs 1 shipment is fun. But I'm definitely 1 vs 1 Rust kind of guy. Intervention sniper. If you know, you know. Oh mate. All right. So let's get this going all the way down to the bottom. And we get that on the show. So Ranald's gift for the first one here, we are going to have Papa P. So we're going to call him PP. Mr. Papa P, what have we got for you? I think he might want to do something different this time. Let's not do that one. let's do a different one. Public Enemy is a rap group. Oh, I can't remember the song then. Public Enemy do a cool song. I'm in the lobby. Is there a stream delay? I don't think so. So quick head taker, but he's done Skaven and Tomb Kings. Let's try and get something different for him. Let's try and roll it a bit different here. We've had Lizardmen, Skaven, and Tomb Kings for the first 2 games. Let's try and see if we can get something a little different. Okay. Aranessa. All right, and for the challenger, Mr. Neckbet. What are we going to get? That's the question. I do actually kind of like the Vampire versus Vampire Count matchup. I think that's a pretty fun matchup. So we're going to get Dark Elves with Rakarth. Yes, yes. Okay. So here for Mr. Neckbet, we're going to have Rakarth. Lovely jubbly. Well, let's hop in with this then. Great stuff. Oh, so Papa P knows what he's doing. PE equals... equals Aranessa. Alrighty. Lovely jubbly. We'll change the map. We'll go on to... Let's go on to the... no, we're not going to go into the Bone Zone just yet. Let's go on to Prague. The Bone Zone has to have the specific matchup. That has to be a good matchup for the Bone Zone. Don't know what yet, but we'll think of one. We'll think of one. This should be an interesting one. I generally believe Dark Elves do quite well into the Vampire Pirates. I think. I think most elves do pretty well into the pirates. I'm actually thinking Shades could be actually kind of nasty, like low-key nasty here, but I'm not too sure. Amount of culture, yes sir, yes sir. Why do you want to 1v1 me, bro? What time to be alive it was. Dude, the time there of just like Xbox and PlayStation, especially Xbox Live, when you're just in you're in those public lobbies, man. There was some pure gold moments. If they were now, like, you just wouldn't get away with it, right? You just wouldn't get away with it. But back then, my God, like, you had to be able to take some abuse to play in those lobbies and have a mic on, man, because people were just abusing each other in those public lobbies so hard. Like, I think it was Vivela. It was the map on Modern Warfare 2. You get roofs in some of the streets, and what you used to do as well is we used to play like an S&D mode where you guys would have to go on the roofs on either side of the map on the spawn sides, and you had to try and like quick scope snipe each other across the side of the maps. We used to do that as well. That was pretty fun. We used to just do some ridiculous shit. I would spend like hours on there just doing dumb stuff. Mr. Wickedy, how are we, sir? How are we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's get some changes in here. So that one, please, and then we're going to go properties. We are going to go Mr. PE. The heck bet. I think I spelled that correctly. I live the trash talk. Oh, I love it. Yeah. So for those who don't actually know me, I actually was a competitive Call of Duty player. I actually went to LAN events. I played in a lot of competitive Call of Duty, probably all from the time of Black Ops 2 is when I started. Black Ops 2 is when I like started playing competitive, like started taking it like seriously. I always played COD. I play COD a lot. I probably started COD World at War, like COD 5 if you like. So after Modern Warfare, I played a little bit of Modern Warfare. I remember going around Ducky's house for one of his birthdays, and we played a little bit there. You know, the old school sort of split screen. You know, where people definitely didn't look at other people's screens. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. And yeah, I started like playing like multiplayer online when COD 5 came out, and I just enjoyed it there. It's like the OG game for me, like Viktor Reznov as the campaign as well, which is always pretty fun. But I played a lot of Call of Duty. I actually played so much that I can't really play Call of Duty anymore. I could certainly do some streams for you guys if you wanted to see me do some streams. I play a lot of Apex. Well, I did play a lot of Apex before I really started taking this seriously. But yeah, first-person shooters are like my go-to. Like RTS games, maybe like I think I'm 9 months now into doing multiplayer here. Like 9 months of like YouTube from this. And before this, never. I never played RTS. I never played on PC. I never owned a PC. It was just all console for me. I've never done any RTS games before. So, yeah, you know, it's a very, very different experience for me. Very, very different. Logic, you played Plants vs Zombies. I haven't. I've seen it, but I've never played it. What did I play on my phone? I played Clash of Clans. What an absolutely legendary game. I'm sure all of you at some point have played that game, I'm sure. Alright, so here for the Dark Elves, we are going to be seeing 3 units of the Dark Shard Shields in the sky. We are going to be having 1 Manticore mixing in with the Harpies and the Crows of Cain. Crows of Cain here with their ability, which is Crow Feast, giving them that regen in melee combat. Dark Riders on the floor, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Dark Riders. No shields, they're going to cost 450 each. Very good for their stat line for sure. In the back, we are going to have the Fire Sorceress, Burning Head, Fireball, and Kindle Flame. And in the sky, of course, Rakath here on a Manticore. Here with Whiplash, as well as the Beast Slaver, and also it's like Murderous Prowess. In the front line, a couple of units of the Dread Spear units as well. Mixing in the front line here with Bleak Swords. Pretty standard practice, pretty standard practice. Pretty good stuff. Alright, so for the front line. Pretty standard for Vampires as well. We're going to be seeing... Oh, Free Company Militia. Okay, so we are going to go with the Living here. Free Company Militia on the front line. Anti-infantry as well. Only 25 armor. Pretty low leadership. But the one thing that not many people do know about is they do have this ability, which is Rowdy. It gives added leadership and perfect vigor. So when you go down to the bottom end of vigor, I believe it's -6 or -8. And then, of course, you get that top up of a +4. So actually, it's going to be a turnaround of either +10 or +12 leadership for the entirety of the battle. So actually, that can be massive there. And of course, it means they're going to fight at the maximum of their stats. They're not going to see any debuffs. And of course, those attack intervals are going to stay nice and high. There'll be some videos coming on that so I can explain some of these mechanics to you guys in the future. Scurvy Dogs there on the flanks, and so we're going to have 2 of those. We'll also be having some of the Mongols in the front line. A couple of units of the Sartosa Militia in the back as well. Fire whilst moving. And the Mongol here looking pretty aggressive. He's going to be here with the Hunger and the Chilling Aura. I always forget that he has that ability, but it's very nice there for him. And in the back, we are going to be having Aranessa Salt Spite with the Spearfish's Net, very strong ability. All Hands Hoy, and the Menaman's Luck with the Kraken's Bane. In the back here, we are going to have the Vampire Fleet Captain of the Deep here with the Power Stone, as well as Taunt, the Vargeist Revenge, as well as the Denizens of the Deep, and Hunger. So Fireball in the pocket here, smashing into the face of Aranessa. No healing there for her, unfortunately. Does she have Hunger? I don't think so. No, but she does have ITP, which can be quite strong. No Crabbo for her, but of course here we do have a bucket load of Dark Shards. The range is going to favour the Dark Elves, so we do need to move in here with the boys in yellow. In the back here, we are going to see some Dark Riders trying to move in. We absolutely must get the charge with the Doggos. The Doggos must get the charge on the Dark Riders, otherwise it's kind of GG's there. It's kind of GG's. Big shots in the front. No shields here for the Sartosa Free Company Militia. They're not going to have the double cutlasses as they move through. They're going to have, I think cutlass is pretty high here. Yeah, double cutlasses into the front line. They'll make mincemeat here at the front line of the Dread Spears. And certainly on the Bleak Swords as well. They'll do some great work indeed. Mongols over the top. Mongols are not known for being excellent. But of course, with that hunger and that fear, they can certainly get over the top. Having the terror-causing ones, the ROR, can be also quite nice. Free Company Militia, they're going to be shooting into the sky here. But I think they're really going to struggle here. Guns in the back going to be falling into the Dark Riders. Dark Riders are going to be left behind a little bit. We are going to be chasing here with the Mongols. The Mongols are going to catch. The Mongols don't have any slows. Only here the special hero is going to have that slow. Or the Vargeist Revenge going down the flank. As we can see, Gunpowder straight flying into the Dark Shards. My favourite spell in the game. I can't believe I missed that. No, but it looks so cool. It looks so cool. Sartosa here going to be fighting in the front line up against Bleak Swords. In the back as well, so we are going to get a summon here. The Denizens of the Deep coming in with the Rotting Promethean summon. In the back here, we can see the Crows of Cain fighting up against the Free Company Militia. Decent melee combatants. You can see there 25 and 28. So pretty decent stats. Rampage in the middle of the Ferromanticores. We do fight here up against the Morgul and Horta. And we are going to pin in using some of those Rotting Prometheans. In the sky, we can see a weak Rakath that's going to be flying around. Not a big fan of him. But of course, I love him in general. But he's not very strong here in the multiplayer scene. We can see we have more Harpies